Leaping catch, Nacua.
The Los Angeles Rams select Puka, Nacua.
A fifth-round pick, 177 out of BYU.
Cut! Impossible!
I find it fascinating that they found this talent.
Puka, diving catch. He's got it.
Puka Nacua!
Being a sleeper means believing in yourself 1,000%.
Puka Nacua has just become the all-time NFL rookie record holder. He's got the catch record and the yards record. The fifth-round pick out of BYU has become a young superstar already.
Late round pick, the best pick in the draft.
The 2023 draft was a blessing in my life.
The 2023 NFL Draft is now officially open.
Go, Puka, let's go!
I knew I could play the game of football. I knew that I had the skills and that if I continued to work, somebody would give me an opportunity. I was training around CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, and you turn on ESPN and every once in a while and you're like, oh, those are the guys who they're talking about going first in the draft, and then being like, oh, I'm hanging out with them. Hopefully it'll be like Bryce, CJ, Puka. Like that's how it's gonna go, and then that's not how it went.
That wraps up the first round.
We watched the first round go, and then you watch day two where it's the second and third round, being like, holy cow, nobody's called my phone yet. Early Saturday morning, we're down there in St. George, Utah. I'm with my family. First time my phone has really rung all weekend, so I'm like, oh, picking it up, I'm rushing to the phone, hey, what's up, how you doing, this is Puka Nacua, and they're like, oh, this is the Tennessee Titans, we got some picks coming up early up in the day, make sure you have your phone on, like, we'll be in touch. I'm like, all right, yes sir, like, my phone will be ready, like, I'll be waiting. Cincinnati had called me too. I had done some pre-draft interviews with them. The Seahawks had called me, like, hey, we got some picks early, like, make sure you're watching, and I'm like, oh, I trust me, I've been watching the whole time.
The Cincinnati Bengals select wide receiver, Charlie Jones.
They'd come up in the fourth round and be like, all right, they'd pick somebody else. And then they'd come up in the fifth round and they'd end up picking somebody else. The teams that called me early Saturday morning still didn't call me. So it became a little bit more difficult as the rounds go on. You're watching them pick other receivers who you saw at the combine or you've seen play or you played against. And like there's always the comparison of how he fits that coaching staff and then being like, how did nobody see me fitting in their system? And I was actually upstairs by myself. And then I got a call from Thousand Oaks, California, and looking at my phone, like, what NFL team is in Thousand Oaks, California? And just hearing Mr. Sneed's voice on the phone and being like, somebody actually called me.
Hey, Puka.
Oh.
You doing all right?
Doing good. Life is good.
Well, here's what I want to say. What if we draft you with the 43rd pick here in the 5th round? That make your day a little better?
That would make my day great. That would be amazing.
All right, then.
It was such a moment of relief, and then 5 minutes of pure excitement, joy, everybody screaming, crying with my mom and my brother. No ill feeling towards the people who didn't give me a call. It was more of the investing of my energy into the people who believed in me, my support group, and then the Los Angeles Rams being the organization that called my phone number and being like, you're gonna get 110% from me every time. Sorry, Cincinnati.
We're excited, man. Think you're going to be a great fit. You'll be able to learn from one of the best in Cooper Kupp. Congratulations. Can't wait to get to work with you, buddy.
Thank you so much, Coach. I'm excited to get to work.
The team identity that is in college football kind of disappears as you go into that combine process. It starts to become more individualized, but then you're thrown right back into a team environment. Pre-practice, I'm like so nervous doing some special teams. I was practicing being a punt returner early in my rookie year and being like, holy cow, I'm so nervous. Like, I gotta watch the ball. There are people out at practice. Hey, Puka, they're just screaming your name 17. They're just like watching you catch the ball every time. And if you drop it, everybody's like, oh. So I was like, do not drop the ball. I'm already nervous, like I'm sweating. So by the time we got to practice, I felt like I was already in like a full drenched sweat. I'm always gonna give it 110%, no matter if you think I'm the sleeper or you think I'm the number one guy. I started to get some limited reps early on, but I wasn't very long before Coop had got injured, and then I had the opportunity to get into run with the ones and being like, Coop was standing right next to me, giving me all the cues.
You are the one that's sealing the edge for us, and you're the high part of the route.
Matthew was coming and be like, hey, now that you're actually taking these reps, like, this is kind of where I want you to be. This is how I want it to look like. The level of precision needs to take another step up. We're in the red zone going against Kobe Durant, and I run a stop route in the end zone, and Matthew throws this kind of a big body catch and go up, kind of box him out and catch it in the end zone and being like, whoa, I think he was looking at me the whole time, like, and then being like, oh, he was waiting for me to get open. And I caught the ball, and that was like the most important thing. I was like, obviously I scored the touchdown.
Hey, Puka, nice route, bud. He plays like that, it's gonna be big body inside shot.
he was waiting on me to make that play, and he gave me the opportunity and the rewarding feeling of being like, oh, everything I'm doing is keeping me on the right track.
He's the epitome of what we want to be as Rams. I love Puka Nacua, and I was really pleased with him today.
I feel extremely blessed to land in the situation that I did here in LA, and to have the certain people that impacted the early part of my career. A Super Bowl winning coach, a Hall of Fame quarterback, and to have a great wide receiver mentoring me from the moment I stepped into the facility definitely helped raise my confidence, and also raise the standard for myself. What I thought I was doing isn't what the best of the best were doing. I think sleep and recovery were two of the biggest things for me, and realizing that, man, during training camp, there's a lot of hitting going on, and we're putting our bodies through the ultimate test. I gotta be up at 6 in the morning, and I gotta run fast. I gotta outrun the guys who are lighter than me. I gotta block the guys that are heavier than me. I need to find in a structured time when I wanna play video games or when I wanna eat, because eating right before I go to bed is gonna not allow me for great sleep. I shouldn't be playing video games till 1 o'clock. The difference of how I was when I was 18 years old to how I am at 22 being in the NFL, sleep has become my best friend, not my enemy.
There was buzz towards the end of training camp. Nacua's really good.
First offseason, still haven't played an actual football game. So yeah, you're doing good right now, kid. But when the lights turned on, will you actually do good? As a kid and somebody who wanted to play the NFL my entire life, I had always envisioned myself having success. And then having to do it in real life, being like, oh, that's not how it works out. My very first pass was actually a drop.
2nd and 10.
We were just in south left. I had a 5-yard under. I push up to my 5 yards, I break down, and I'm just come sprinting full speed into the linebacker coming in, and Matthew had thrown the ball, and it was on my back shoulder, because he was like, yo, I don't want you to die when you run into the middle of the field. You're sprinting full speed, so the ball was trying to slow me down. I thought they were gonna sub me out instantly. I was gonna sit the rest of the day on the bench. Your first catch, man, you had one opportunity and you totally blew it. After the drop, he gave me a thumbs up, and it's all right. We weren't on the same page, and we ended up going for 10 catches that game and over 100 yards, and we won that game. So that thumbs up, I remember that so vividly, and how that changed my entire day.
Puka Nacua just running out the back door. Excellent job.
Adjusting to make the catch, making an immediate impact. We see you, Puka.
The first 5 games of my rookie year, the game feels still kind of sloppy in some ways. Cooper, after the game, he would sit down and we would talk about it, and then he'd be like, okay, these are the things that I know you can work on. We'll do these drills to help you get better. There's some weeks where you're not gonna have 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. There's gonna be a game where you have 3 catches for 50 yards, and to still have that energy in blocking and running routes to get your teammates open. It wasn't just about your own individual performance. Your role is important, whether you're getting the ball in that play or you're not getting the ball. You want to play hard for your teammates because they do the same thing for you.
Let's go!
Off to an unbelievable start, a surprising start, is Puka Nacua, who's really been the most productive rookie wide receiver in the league this year.
I definitely did surprise myself. I know there were some moments you kind of get in that flow state during the game.
Leaping catch! Got it!
And being like, holy cow, I didn't imagine myself having 15 catches this game, or being able to have a game-winning touchdown in overtime.
Overtime in Indianapolis.
3rd down, we were motioned into kind of a bunch formation, and the DB, as soon as we snapped the ball, it's hey, it's screaming at the top of the line, trying to say something, and you tell there's a little bit of confusion. I'm like, holy cow, I can feel the vacancy in the middle of the field. I'm about to put my foot in the ground and nobody's gonna be there. I really hope the ball's gonna be there. And as soon as I turn, the ball is right there. It's perfect.
Stafford throws, there he is!
I turned around and there was nobody in front of me. I had to make a guy miss, but I stepped one time and then he went the opposite direction to fall in the end zone. I didn't even know the game was over.
Nacua to the end zone! Rams win!
But everybody starts running. I see one of our trainers. He's the first people to meet me on the field, celebrating. I'm like, oh, the game must be over if he's on the field.
Snap in and snap out, end up being able to close out the game. Where's Puka Nacua?
I think that was my first game ball in the away locker room and celebrating with all the guys. And then just so excited. I'm they have chocolate chip cookies on the plane home ride. I'm like, man, I cannot wait to have one of those cookies. I really earned that one today.
Puka Nacua has just become the all-time NFL rookie record holder. He's got the catch record and the yards record. The 5th-round pick out of BYU has become a young superstar already.
You envision success, but never to the crazy extents that it kind of goes to, and there are so many different unknown factors.
Let's go, baby! Great job!
And to learn from those, and for them to help guide me through that process.
Puka, you're a G, man. Hey, great.
This has definitely made has made every part of being in the NFL so awesome.
You got somebody, maybe rounds 3 through 5, who really stands out to you?
My message to the next sleeper would be consistency. People aren't gonna see the work that you put in, but you'll know it, and that will give you the confidence to go out there and do what you're capable of. Consistency will allow you to have freedom and success. Find a way to connect with teammates outside of football, whether that's through video games or going to golf or going to grab a bite to eat after a day at the facility. Asking questions, there's never a bad question because everybody wants to win, and they're either gonna tell you how to do it or that you shouldn't do it that way. You can do all the sauna cold tub, the laser, the cryotherapy, all the different modalities that they have for recovery now. But the number one recovery tool is sleep. It's the best thing that you can do for your body. I'm a side sleeper when I get in my bed, so I sleep with at least 4 pillows. One for my head, one that I can hold, one in between my legs, and then one that is for my back. So I love pillows, but I'm also there's nothing like when my bed is freezing cold. The feet warmer, I put that up on one bar, and I get to snuggle up in my blanket and my pillow, and I'm like, the recipe for good sleep is right there. Something about the feet being warm makes you feel nice. When I wake up in the morning, I roll off one side of my bed and put my feet straight up against the wall, and kind of decompresses a nice stretch in the hamstring and releases kind of that tension in your lower back. It helps my body feel good, and then I kind of start my morning routine of getting ready for the day and then heading to the facility to work out.
This guy's a freaking warrior. I love the mindset and mentality that he has. If he just continues to stay humble and keep working, this guy's gonna be a problem for a long time.
I think I could play right now for sure.
Eagles fly in Super Bowl 59.
You kind of watch the Super Bowl and then everybody goes out to the beach or they go have some vacation. I had my vacation day and I was like, after that, I was like, oh, I miss being around the guys. I want to get back to football, start working on my craft because that's what I love to do. It brings me the most happiness when I'm out there on the football field.
Cooper Kupp has a new home. Kupp is headed to the Seattle Seahawks.
In the 2025 season, to think about the new challenge that's going to be to not have Cooper around, it's been super fun to be able to learn from him, and I'm excited to be able to show that standard to the other guys in the room. There's so many different ways to have success, and everybody has their own different tools and their strengths as an athlete to be the guy that they look up to, they have questions for, and to lead by example, and I'm excited for that.
He's just so good, and I love the fact that Puka Nacua is going to be a star for years to come.
Being a sleeper is not a chip on my shoulder. It's been a blessing in my life that somebody believed in me. It just makes it so exciting because I know that the opportunity wasn't guaranteed for me. I try not to take it for granted because I know there were 31 other teams who weren't going to give me that opportunity. I was lucky enough to put the pressure on myself to prove the people that believed in me, their belief was in the right place.
Wow! Are you kidding me?
I feel like it shows when I play the game of football. I play with excitement. I sacrifice for my brothers out there, and that's what the game of football is all about.